scary picture. So these pictures come from Reddit and they were caught on someone's security camera. So I will warn you, these are pretty creepy. Here they are. My friend sent me a video of something she caught on her home security camera. Right here, it looks like a clear orb. It even looks like it stops right in front of the camera. I do not see wings, which usually means it's a bug. I do believe it's an orb. What do you think?
Things you wouldn't believe unless they were caught on camera. This one is kind of scary.
Okay, so this YouTuber was giving a hair tutorial on her channel when the unexplained happened right behind her. So look in this open doorway. I pan over so you can see it better. All of a sudden, she's just doing the hair, and out of nowhere, it just slams. Fall.
Did you know that there is a mummy in Sicily that blinks? Yes, she blinks. This is Rosalie Lombardo, who died of pneumonia in the 1920s at the age of 2 years old. Rosalie is perfectly preserved, from her external features to her internal organs, but that's not the strangest part. Her eyes are still as blue and flawless as the day that she passed away. She simply looks like a child taking a nap. But this child tends to open her eyes and close them randomly, like she's blinking away the cobwebs. People have come to see her for hundreds of years, and every time, visitors will leave and say, "That dead girl is blinking." What do you think it is?
It's just a cigarette, and it cannot be that bad.
Honey, don't you love me, and you know it makes me sad.
All over the world, people are experiencing zombie meat. Animals that have been turned into food are coming back to life. Look at this thing. This thing is jumping off the table. This guy is skinning a dead fish and it starts a-flicking. Here's a cooked fish coming back to life, Booshkies. What the heck? This is some kind of serpent or octopus. And here's a shimmering fish.
The photo behind me looks pretty normal, right? This is a photo that was taken of world-renowned circus performer Carl Rolanda. This photo will also be known as the last one ever taken of him. Not long after this photo was taken, he'd be walking a tightrope 123 feet above the ground, only to lose his balance and plummet to the pavement.
What the hell? What is that, Mom?
What?
Ma, you see this?
No. Holy shit! What the hell is that?
What is happening? You guys see this? Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? What is that? What is that?
In Buddhist legend, there is a flower that blooms once every 3,000 years. This flower is associated with the reincarnation of the Buddha, and it has recently been spotted all over the world. The Udumbara flower is a delicate white flower as small as 3 millimeters, and it can bloom on any surface such as steel, wood, or concrete. This flower has been seen growing on Buddhist statues.
Legends and Mysteries Locked Away in the Vatican, Part 1. Sometime in the 1960s, an Italian priest and scientist by the name of Pellegrino Ernetti claimed to have constructed a type of time machine known as a chronovisor with the help of a team of 12 famous scientists from all around the world. According to a book written about the subject by Vatican priest Father Francois Brune, he had first met Ernetti on a boat ride across Venice's Grand Canal in the early 1960s, and after a short discussion about the history of ancient languages, Ernetti confided in him that he had recently been involved in a top-secret project focused on the development of a time-traveling device known as a chronovisor that allowed the user to gaze into the past and witness any point in history. It apparently worked by decoding electromagnetic radiation left over by past events, and it was made up of several components, including mysterious metals and antennas, and a direction finder that tuned into the specific era one wanted to view. In addition, it had a display screen allowing the user to actually see it all. Ernetti claimed to have witnessed some fantastic and astonishing events, such as the founding of the Roman Empire, the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah, the crucifixion of Christ, and a performance of the lost tragedy Thyestes by the Roman poet Quintus Ennius. Not long after the device's creation, however, Ernetti said that the Vatican seized it in order to stop it from falling into the wrong hands. And in 1988, they issued a decree declaring anyone using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated. Up until his death in 1994, Father Ernetti adamantly maintained that the device was real, and he even wrote an open letter reiterating this belief. But for now, it remains just another mystery locked away in the Vatican.
Welcome to the video that explains all of the strange ways people have actually died on a fair ride known as the Zipper. Trigger warning. When I was 12, it took a lot of nerve to finally get myself on the Zipper. If I knew then what I know now, I would have said F that. This pop-up spinning ride can literally be thrown up in about a half a day. In 1977, a consumer report was issued, urging people to never take a ride on one. Why? Well, the first models were built with zero mechanism to control spinning. You know that sensation when you're spinning fast and your eyes start to bulge? Some people were getting off this ride with eyes literally protruding from their sockets and faces swollen beyond recognition. The really unlucky didn't get off at all. The spinning G-force occasionally grew high enough to cause severe injury and actually kill. But that's fixed now. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only kink. This ride had a nasty habit of malfunctioning mid-ride. The door on the cage would pop open, sending the passengers spiraling across the park. One 8-year-old boy had a death grip and managed to hold on dangling while spinning high in the air. 4 other people weren't so lucky. They died from being violently thrown out of the ride.
Here's some of the craziest coincidences in history, Part 3. Many people have caught on to the fact that Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy have mind-blowing similarities in their lives. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th U.S. President, was elected to Congress in 1846, and John F. Kennedy, the 35th U.S. President, was elected to Congress in 1946. Lincoln was later elected president in 1860, while Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both presidents had a particular concern with civil rights, and both of their wives lost a child while living in the White House. Both presidents were also shot on a Friday, and both were shot in the head. Lincoln was shot at a theater named Ford, while Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln, which was made by Ford. They were both succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808, while Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, was born in 1908. The assassins' names who killed the two presidents were both composed of 15 letters, and both assassins even died before their trials. There are so many similarities between these presidents that many people think this is more than a coincidence, but something far more.
Went to Baltimore to learn about Edgar Allan Poe's mysterious death. Poe disappeared on his way from Richmond to New York. A week later, he was discovered in a Baltimore gutter wearing someone else's clothes. He was incoherent and died soon after. Theories as to how he died include getting robbed, cooping, alcohol abuse, carbon monoxide poisoning, and even rabies. What do you think happened to the famous poet? I think rabies.
I let my friend freeze in a park bench when I was 13. I never, ever, talked about this, but I just can't take it anymore. I was 13 years old and was going through this unruly teen phase, you know? Me and 2 of my friends decided to get some alcohol and get wasted after school. It's pretty easy to get booze as an underage person where I come from. So, when we left class, we went straight to the market and bought 2 bottles of a really strong drink called Askov. We went to a park and at about 5 p.m. we started drinking. We had that rush of doing something illegal, and after an hour or 2, we all were already really drunk. About 8 p.m., one of my friends passed out. He was the one who drank the most. It was his first experience with alcohol, and when he got unconscious, me and my other friends started to get worried. We put him laying down on a bench, tried to give him water and did everything we could to wake him up, but he kept sleeping. A couple of hours passed, and it was getting pretty late, so I made the worst decision of my life. I suggested to leave him there overnight, so his mom wouldn't find out we got alcohol. I unlocked his phone and texted her, "Mom, I'm sleeping at S today." Then we made him as comfortable as possible, and left. I thought he would just wake up in the middle of the night and go home. I was so scared of my mom finding out. The next day, he didn't answer any of my texts and didn't show up to school. A teacher close to his mother walked in our classroom and said he was in the hospital, in an extremely serious situation. He experienced alcohol poisoning and hypothermia. His brain was damaged by his super low body temperature. He stayed about 12 hours in the hospital before he died. No one ever found out me and my friend were there with him that day, and we swore to take that to our graves. I told my mom I didn't want to go to his funeral because I couldn't take it, but it was actually because of the guilt. I never saw his mother again, and the people at my school don't talk about this anymore. Sometimes I wonder what life would he have had, if I didn't leave him to freeze to death on that bench.
Why is nobody talking about this? So scientists have discovered something terrifying. They have found pockets of water underneath the Earth's crust, and these pockets of water are massive. Scientists even state that these pockets of water may contain more water than the surface of our Earth's oceans combined. And uncharted territory means uncharted sea creatures. I'm not saying that they might look exactly like this, but it's possible. Because when species are sealed away with no outside activity or interaction, they evolve different. They could be massive. And the deepest that humans have ever got inside of our Earth's crust is 8 miles. But China may actually want to dig deep and open the world's oceans. And maybe release whatever's down there. And more than 80% of the world's ocean has never been mapped or explored by humans. Now imagine what's lurking in those water pockets.